all really good riders. It's just tough terrain. These bikes are heavy. I mean, John's bike is over 600 pounds. That's a lot of weight to be throwing around. And Ian's bike, Ian's a great rider. And I mean that, he really is. But he's running street slicks on this bike. It's just not made to be out here at all. You know, it's great for the road, but it just has no place out here. I mean, it is a Triumph Tiger, so yes, it's an adventure bike, but with the wrong tires, it's just it might as well be a sports touring. So, you know, I got really lucky with this Africa Twin. It's got good off-roading tires on it. I've been really, really, really happy with this bike. Wouldn't have chose anything else at this point, and I honestly might have to get one when we get home. After I pay off my other bikes, that is. I almost had an incident there. He needs to, whoa! Yeah, baby, it's a little soft in here. Pay attention to what I'm doing. Just gotta slow it down. I mean, we talked about this. We're gonna slow it down and just focus on getting to where we need to get, but not rushing it, because there's no reason to rush it. So I'm very, very happy with these conditions. I was afraid of what we'd be walking into today or riding into, but this is beautiful. As much of a death march as this has been, I am just having a blast. And I will be back to Mike's Sky Ranch. That is for sure. No doubt. Wednesday morning, we're just waking up at Hotel de Valle. It was pretty cold this morning. We were worried about my clutch because the day before we were getting to the hotel and I was in first gear trying to get up into the hotel and hardly going anywhere. And I think what it came down to is it just got too hot coming back from Mike's. And when we got on the highway, it was just spinning, and we were really worried about it because, I mean, we weren't too far from Ensenada, but you just don't want to be stranded out there. So me and Ian were all geared up. Ian, the night before, downloaded the user manual for the Honda Africa Twin. And so he was all ready to tear this thing apart, adjust it, do whatever we needed to do. And we were able to adjust it just a little bit. And really, once it cooled down, it was fine. So the clutch was good to go. So that was, you know, weren't worried about that anymore. We got coffee and took showers, got dressed, ready to go. And, you know, just kind of like a fresh start after what we had been through. We were ready to get on the road. We had full tanks of gas and we're headed to Ensenada. Yeah, chilling out here at Coyote Caws after a long couple of days. It's very, very relaxing, very rewarding. Uncle John's in there getting a massage right now, and I'm just enjoying this painting up here. I'm gonna grab a couple more beers.
Yeah. Well,
It's a
bucket or no?
I was thinking I'd get a Negro Modelo.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Can I get two Negroes?
The staff here is super nice. We're just having a blast. It's very nice. Cheers. While we were at Coyote Caws, we were sitting there drinking beers, and all of a sudden we heard a couple more bikes coming up. So naturally we got up to go see what bikes they were on, and there was a guy on brand new BMW 1200 GS, the trophy version. I mean, there was still chrome on these pipes. I mean, this bike was brand new. And then another guy on an Africa Twin, a 2020 Africa Twin, all kitted out. And they got settled in, and we ended up meeting them. Their names were Adam and Claude. Super nice guys. Claude had been to 26 different countries on his motorcycle, and Adam was working in Fargo, and they met in Arizona and rode down that day to Coyote Caws. So we had dinner with them, we had lobsters and steaks with them, and we sat around the fire that night and just told stories. And you know, that's always fun with a bunch of guys that ride bikes, comparing stories and talking about our adventures. So we wake up at Coyote Caws and we get dressed. They've got waffles, eggs, bacon, sausage, orange juice, and coffee all ready to go. So we sat down, had a nice breakfast, loaded up the bikes, and we headed towards the Pirate Hotel. It was only like an hour-and-a-half ride that day. We were already pretty close, so not really eventful getting to the Pirate Hotel. Filled up in town before we went there and took a kind of a muddy road getting to the Pirate Hotel, but nothing in comparison to what we went through at Mike's. But anyways, there's a couple big puddles, you're able to go around them. And then we came to this one huge puddle that is probably 25 feet long and 15 feet wide, took up the whole road, so you had to go through it. So we made through it just fine, got to the Pirate Hotel, and the place was a ghost town. Nobody there, the lights were off, no cars around. So we parked the bikes and took a look around to see if we could find anybody, and we couldn't. Ian was able to look through the window, and we saw the Wi-Fi password up on the wall, and we were able to copy that down onto his phone and make a Wi-Fi call to the owner of the hotel. And with broken Spanish, we were able to kind of get confirmation that they were coming at either 1 o'clock or 9 o'clock. We didn't know, but luckily they showed up about 30 minutes later and opened up the restaurant, turned on the lights, got margaritas rolling out of there, and got us into our rooms. And we just sat out on the patio there, looked at the ocean. The weather was super nice, really hot, and just drank some margaritas and reminisced about the day. It was really pleasant. About an hour later, the rest of our group started riding up. We heard them coming, so we got up and went down there to greet them. And we noticed there were one guy down. And so we said, what's going on? Where's Keith? And turns out he had gone down in that puddle. And so me and Ian quickly jumped on our bikes to go help him out because we didn't know what was going on. And we got over there, and he was just getting the bike up out of the mud. There was two guys in a truck that were nice enough to get out and give him a hand because he was riding no other than the Honda Goldwing. And if you know the Goldwing, this is not a light bike. I don't think you could really be able to get that thing up off the ground by yourself unless you're Arnold Schwarzenegger. So we got there and he had just got it up out of the mud, and it was not a pretty sight. This Honda Goldwing was just covered in mud all over the side, and Keith was not a happy camper, rightfully so. But we got him out of the mud and he made it to the hotel, and we kind of assessed the bike and everything was fine. It was just dirty. And so we got some dinner that night, and they were really good food. The hotel room was beautiful, had 2 balconies on it with the ocean, and you could see all the birds, and there was a dock. So me, Ian, and Nadav actually went swimming in the ocean that night and kind of got some rest that night. So at the Pirate Hotel, we woke up the next morning, and we had talked with them the night before about breakfast. They said, oh no, we don't do breakfast here. And we go, oh, that's too bad. And they said, well, if you'd really like us to, we can come back and make you breakfast. So they were nice enough to go to the grocery store that night and get groceries to make us breakfast. They printed out this little menu with 4 different options. So we went down there in the morning and they just started cooking up food for us. And the breakfast was delicious. I mean, really good food. And so we had food in our bellies, got packed up, got on the bikes, and we were headed towards the national park. On our next video, we check out the national park, find our hotel in Ensenada, and somebody's bike breaks down.